Hello, hello Capricorn. Welcome to your August 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Capricorn. And yeah, I'm just going to stick to a Celtic cross today. Hope you don't mind that. All of the decks that I'm using in today's reading all of them are listed in the description box below. And let's see, take a moment to subscribe and like this video. It would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing if you're interested in more content, more readings, all of that good stuff. And I also have a podcast out now, so you're welcome to check that out as well. It's in the description box as always. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this spread out and then we will get started. Okay, let's start with your truth bomb for this month. Feelings are magnetic. So this is kind of the core tenet and principle of manifestation, which is you want to embody the feelings of the things that you wish to experience. If you want health, you need to embody fullness. If you want wealth, you need to embody affluence and gratitude. You know, that's the type of stuff that makes you a magnet for more. So if you're wondering, how do I get that thing? You're going to want to go to your feelings. How are you feeling day by day, moment by moment? What are you breathing life into? Is all of your focus on scarcity, lack, limitation, obstacle? Is that your only focus and where all of your feelings live? Or are you in a space of expansion and just inviting miracles, synchronicities, whatever it is you're after? That's the type of idea that this is sharing with you. Then we have Wisteria. Man, every time this card comes up, I just think about how like whimsical this flower is, or it feels. It's there's somewhat of a old quality to wisteria. I don't know if you've ever seen it in real life, but this is telling me that you can expect your work to have paid off. So that's something that if you have the expectation that your effort is going to deliver whatever it is you set your intention for, then that's how it's going to be. But the primary thing is that you want to set your expectation at that. And then we have integrity. Show consistency in your values and behaviors. A fall is inevitable, sometimes land softly. Seek your own integration. Okay, especially with that consistency piece, that's going to be really helpful. It's kind of like, you know, every time someone leaves a comment that's like, oh, I've been doing this for years and nothing good ever happens. I'm kind of like, okay, well, that's because there's inconsistency with what you're asking for and then what you're feeling. They're not adding up. You're saying one thing and doing another. You're saying, I want this really badly, but I'm not feeling into that experience. Therefore, I'm just gonna, work my way through that programming over and over and over and repeat the same experience because you're not leading with the magnetic feelings. So anyway, let's get into the base reading. Here's the central energy for you. We have the Lovers. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be romantic for everybody. Some of you are really, really focused on love, and that could be like the focal point of your month is connection and romance and relationships. For others of you, this is going to be about a decision. Let's see what the crossing energy is. We have the Tower. All right, so here we go. Buckle your seatbelt. Something's got to go. In August, this is definitely like sloughing off maybe the last of something that wasn't working, or maybe like something that you wanted previously is changing. Yeah, this could pertain to a relationship. Don't stress about that. Don't like just dump a whole bunch of fear and gasoline into your relationship. I never recommend that. That's silly. This isn't like, oh, someone's going to be breaking up this month. It's like, okay, this is a general reading, so it's going to apply to everyone a little bit differently. The point here is that the Tower is necessary in order for space to be created for the quality of whatever it is you desire. So if you truly live within the belief system of the universe only trades up, things are only getting better and better, a lot of people don't, but if that is your experience, then you have to understand that you need to create space for that thing to make an appearance. If your world is stuffed to the brim and there's nothing you can let go of, then you're going to just be running in the same pattern. Let's see what's shifting out. We have the Chariot. So I think you were like full speed ahead, running towards something or pursuing something. And so now this is about making that tweak, making that big shift so that you're able to... It's interesting. It's like this was you charging into whatever maybe decision or pivot point or relationship this was or something, and now it's like, well, you're going to need to check in with yourself, deal with this Tower, however it's showing up for you. This could be like internal frustration or friction, or it's something that maybe makes you feel unstable. And just remember that when things happen, one of the best things that you can do, like something you would perceive as being negative, the more you can kind of like minimize it for yourself and instead just try to invite solutions with the feelings that are coming up. That's kind of what can help you shift into fixing it and repairing it faster. Because life would be so dull if there were never any ups and downs, right? If you're in a bad patch, this can be exhausting, but if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to get to where you want to go, then this is necessary. You don't want to build on something that's unstable. You want to actually create space for what it is that's in alignment and then go from there. The oncoming energy for you is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is why the Tower is necessary. It's going to bring stability. So let's take the relationship example here. If you have a relationship that is kind of like, oh, this person is so great if they changed these 15 attributes and qualities about them, that's not real. That's not going to work in the long term. So that's the type of thing where if you are dealing with stuff like that, then it would make sense that the more stable thing would be if you already had somebody who had the attributes and qualities that are best aligned with you. Right? So that's the type of stuff that can need to shift, or that needs to shift in order for you to get really, really grounded with what you desire. Same thing for anything else. It could be like if you're miserable at a job and you're trying to make a decision on where to go from there, you have to be willing to like jump or let something go or what have you in order to get into this stability. Now let's see the outward manifestation for you. We have the Empress. This is about knowing what you need and being willing to practice the self-care involved. The necessary self-care and honoring of your true desires in order for you to move forward and expand. This kind of takes me back to the Wisteria card, just in terms of, I think your desires are something that have been brewing for a long time. There's something really pressing about this month from what I can get. It's very much heart-centered with this Empress card popping up here. It's also that you can get into that stability. It's kind of like the Tower comes up so you can get to the Queen of Pentacles. That's the entire idea. In the subconscious, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so this is about structure, order, boundaries. Capricorn energy typically doesn't have an issue as far as kind of creating that structure to sit within. You know what? I'm going to clarify this one now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like there's more info that I'm just not getting from this card. Strength. Okay, so order and structure is going to create strength within whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is you're pursuing. So this is going to be a good month to dive into routine. It's going to be a good month to practice something, it's going to be good for you to stick to your disciplines. What is it that you want to show up for yourself for and do every single day? That's going to be a key to your success. That's going to be a key to your personal power, is showing up and really serving yourself first. That's what's happening here. Without discipline, without this structure here, you might end up putting yourself on the back burner or just allowing normal programming to continue. If you actually want change, you have to start with discipline, honoring whatever it is that's coming up for you and going from there. This is advice for you this month. We have the 7 of Chalices, lots of options. I think there's probably 50,000 things that you want to do or that you need to do or that you are trying to tackle. All you need to do is pick one. You don't have to do everything all at the same time. It's going to be important for you to just consider what's one thing you can show up for yourself at this time. Like, how can you serve yourself first? And allow that to kind of guide you this month. Not, don't tackle everything at once. And then the external influences, we have the King of Chalices. This is, like I said, very heart-centered, very feeling-centered. This month, I think that's what's coming up here, like the external influences or forces. It could be like your personal circumstances are really pushing you to get in touch with what you actually want or what you're expanding into. For some of you, this might be a person. I think that is less so, just based on the tone of all of this. This is about being honest and having integrity in your emotions. And I think that there's something that's pushing you into that, right? And it could be like a miserable job. It could be, a friendship, or it could be a partnership, whatever the case may be. This is coming up to kind of push you into your desires. And then hopes and fears, we have the Magician. Again, everything is it take some amount of time to percolate, but I'm getting that there is, I want to grow this thing, I want to make this thing happen. You just have to be careful with how much you're biting off. You don't want to do way too much, and you also don't want to just not do anything because you do have a massive to-do list. That's kind of a crappy place to be if you're basically pigeonholing yourself by saying, well, I'm not skilled or experienced enough or certain enough about what's going to happen, therefore I do nothing, or trying to do everything at the same time and then not getting anything done as a result. So you need to pace yourself around that. And there is a lot that you have the ability to create. It's just about being consistent with it. That's what the Hierophant and the Strength card are telling you down here. Now, the outcome of the month, we have the Star. See, this is like, every time I pull the Star, it's just a breath of fresh air. The only thing that kind of sucks and can be frustrating is that you don't know how you're going to land. As the Integrity card said, a fall is inevitable sometimes. That's the Tower. Land softly. That's the Star. So the Tower, pull your mind away from it being a catastrophe. That's not what the Tower is. It's a release. It's a purge. It's dealing with the dirty pile of clothes in your room. That's what the Tower is helping you with. That's what it's serving you for. And the Star is about getting everything cleaned up and landing where you need to be. I'm going to clarify the Star as well. I have the 5 of Wands. Yep, the friction. You guys know how much I love this card. The friction, the conflict, the uncertainty, the internal battle, whatever it is that you have going on, that is the path through. That friction is what gives you, that's what creates traction, and then that's what creates progress. So understand that if you never had any discomfort, you would never change. If you didn't have anything coming up that you needed to scrap or pull away from, you would never evolve. And so this is all aligning for you, but I know it's hard to hold that belief sometimes. Now let's get into the timeline. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter. Beginning of August, here in this 1st quarter, we have the Fool. I see this as a combination of the Hierophant and the Seven of Chalices based on this reading, because it's about the discipline you start with, or the consistency that you're starting with is what's going to propel you. The Fool represents a new journey, but it's just about pick one. Like, pick one thing that you're working on this month or whatever, that you can show up for yourself consistently and see where it takes you. Now, the second quarter, we have the Emperor. This is divine masculine. So honoring the things that you really need to get done, or that you want to hunt for and that you want to pursue. This is going to be a good time to kind of step into more of the fiery energy, the yang energy for yourself. And you're going to see a lot of things move forward as a result. So just use that fire as a way to push you. Now, the third quarter, we have the Page of Wands, needing to check in, evaluate, are you feeling good about where you're going or what you're giving effort? Are you burning yourself out? Are you super clear and focused? Are you showing up for yourself every day? That's the type of stuff that's going to come up with this evaluation. And just check in. That's all you can do, is move forward, check in, pivot. Move forward, check in, pivot. Like, that's life. So that seems like you have a period of that coming up. And then wrapping up the month, we have the Three of Swords. This is, I'm not going to leave you with this, I will clarify it, but it's probably, you recognize what isn't working, or maybe what strategy needs to be adjusted, and then the Three of Swords is cleaning it out and actually releasing whatever needs to get released. I'm going to clarify the Three of Swords. Father of Autumn. So same idea. The release followed by stability. You have that same thing. Release, and then the clarifier is stability. So don't be afraid of letting go of stuff this month. This is going to be the time to do it. It's kind of like, all right, are you not, I don't even want to call it ready. It's not about being ready. It's just like, are you awake enough yet? How are you clear enough yet to see what's going on and what's holding you back and what's draining your energy? Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to pick a card, any card. You can ask a question, clarity, advice, whatever. Okay, card number 1. We have the Chariot. So I think that the journey feels chaotic, even though it's going well. I actually think you're making a lot of progress and you're moving forward really quickly. Just don't psych yourself out. Don't get interrupted by any blips or deviations or anything like that. Stay the course, even if it feels like you don't know where you're going, or it seems kind of chaotic. It's a feeling, but it doesn't mean that something's falling apart or not working for you. Card number 2, we have the Page of Cups. It's a good idea to be vulnerable and open-hearted, in the sense of not using negative experiences to push you to assume that that's the case in the future. The Page of Cups is what reminds us to give the benefit of the doubt around situations, not giving people 5 chances, right? That's not good. But it's simply about not just assuming the worst every single time, and being a little bit softer around what's possible for you. So I see that as being the key to success there. Card number 3, we have the Hermit. It's okay to take time for introspection, and that's what's going to give you clarity. All of the answers lie within. Super cliche, super true. Know that all of the answers are just going to come up as you get quiet, as you turn down the noise, and that's what's going to be the path to your healing, expansion, next right move. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, following me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Don't forget, if you would like to check out the meditations that I offer, if you'd like to sharpen your intuition, I have some stuff on that as well. Don't forget to check out the podcast. The link is in the description box. And as always, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you know that I'm always available to work with you. We can do some healing, some energetic work, all that good stuff. So check that out, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.